right. So, well, wow. So it actually just went live. So let's do everything that we just did again because it says that it really just says that it just went live. So okay, you know what? So let's do this again. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the second ever Just Takes Live. Just takes five lives. Just takes lives five?
It
No,
works.
we don't take lives. We make lives. No, that sounds weird too. Let's go with we don't take lives. We just take five. So just takes five, guys. I'm here with my good buddy Sabir. He's actually my brother-in-law, and today we're just going to go ahead and we're going to grill him with a bunch of questions that hopefully will motivate you and that will speak to you on a level where you can get some maybe some self motivation to continue on your journey of whatever it is that you really want to do in life. So Sabir, I appreciate you being here tonight or whatnot and just talking with us. So that's what we're going to do. So again, if this is already on there, sorry, but you're good with taking questions, right?
Yep.
So any of you guys who's watching, go ahead and take questions. And before we get into it, Sabir, can you plug maybe your website because they can contact you there too, right? Do you remember what it is? That's super funny. That is an artist for you right there, right? Yeah, so you can
Talk to my people.
so you can either look up music by Sabir. You can just search that in Google, or it's SabirMusic.com. Luckily, I did my homework and I found all those things, and so people can contact you there,
Yep.
or you can look him up on Facebook and other social media that he does not like to get on.
At all.
Okay, all right. So, Sabir, so like I said, I got some questions for you here, and so the first off, I want to start with, um, talk to me about where maybe this passion came from, this passion that you have to do rap, to do music, that whole type of thing. Like, when did it start? Where did it come from? Why do you do what you do? That type
So start off. When did it start? Probably. I mean, I've been writing since I was maybe 9, 10 years old. Remember, the first song I wrote was a song I wrote with my cousin that we used to live with back when I was 9 or 10. And I remember sitting everybody in the living room, my family and everybody, and rapping it out to them, and we were all excited and a little nervous, but it was fun though. But yeah, it's been a while. But when I first started taking it seriously, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, right about the time when I moved to Ohio, a lot of things happened in my life that kind of changed the way I felt and thought about a lot of stuff. And at first, it just kind of was a way for me to vent and just get everything out. And then it, the more and more I grew in my faith, and the more people that were around me, um, it kind of led me to really think of it as more of a gift from God, and I really just at that point didn't want to waste it. You know what I mean? Like it would be a shame for me to not share it with people. If it, people, I mean, artists will tell you all the time if it helps one person, but I mean honestly, if the thought of my music changing the way that one person thought about something, even something as small as that, it would make it worth it. So, um, as far as inspiration and motivation, that would probably be it to just help whoever I can in any way that I can.
All right, cool. Thank you. So you said a couple things there that I think probably everybody out kind of watching right now is maybe questioning. And so one of those things that you said is when you moved to Ohio. So everybody out there might not know. So where are you from originally then? But yeah.
So I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On the playgrounds. No, but yeah. So I'm from Philly.
Fresh Prince, yeah.
And I moved to Ohio. Well, I lived in Philly until I was 18. We moved around a lot when I was little, and then we ended up sticking in one place for about 10 years, and that was where I grew up. Um, and then I met my wife, funny story, online, and long story short, she came to get me. We came back down here, and I've been here ever since. It's been 8 or 9 years now. I've been here. Been married for 5 years. Got a 4-year-old daughter. Um, so yeah, that's me.
So would you say so? I mean, you you obviously you shared some things. You talked about your faith. You talked about your songs helping others or inspiring others, that type of thing. You talked about you talked about the first time that you kind of rapped. It was in front of family, that type of thing, which always makes you kind of feel good because like they might tell you it's bad, but they still gotta love you at the end or something like that type of thing. But so how important would you say family has been in pushing you to kind of where you're at right now with your music and with your life and some of that type of stuff?
Um, honestly, huge. Family to me is very important. I've always been a big family person, and things aren't always perfect, but if you can have somebody behind you to keep you on whatever road you're on, or to keep you away from the things that you shouldn't do, or even just to pick you up when you're down, or motivate you, or whatever, to just love on you, it's a lot better than trying to do it alone. So family for me is super huge and important. And I mean, I've gotten help from everybody pretty much. I couldn't do any of this by myself. So family helps me not only spiritually, mentally, emotionally, but also I mean physically. They help me with pretty much all of this. So
Would you agree with the as you're speaking about that? Would you agree with the fact though, because I feel that some people that we speak to or that's watching maybe didn't grow up with a strong family or grow up with somebody who supported them. Would you agree with the fact though that you don't have to be blood to be family? That there are multiple people out there that you consider family that help support you and stuff as well.
of course. And so me growing up, and I love my family to death. All my brothers, sisters, mom, I love them all. I love them dearly. But we didn't have the worst life growing up, but we didn't have a great life. And we weren't always the closest. When things happened, we didn't really come together like a family. We kind of went our separate ways and did our own thing and tried to just figure it out. But to answer your question, majority of the closest people to me are not blood related. Like two, three of the closest people to me aren't blood related, and they're more family than anybody in this world would be to me. So I mean, and technically, my wife isn't blood related.
That's a good thing.
And she's family. So
Yeah, you know what, and with that though, with you saying that, I think the big piece to pull from that to understand is that you can, family is surrounding yourself with people who care about you, who push you, who are truthful with you,
who love you?
who love you, right? I mean, like all of those type of things. So we do have somebody on. Hannah Green is on. Green, she said, "Hey yo," that type of thing. Obviously, Hannah, if you got a question for Sabir or anything, please throw it out here, and I'm sure you would love to answer it. So let's continue on. So you've made it to Ohio. You've been writing for a while now. That type of thing. You've talked about your own motivation a little bit. So these have all been great things, good things to hear or whatnot. Let's switch and kind of take a different turn a little bit and tell me a little bit about maybe some barriers, challenges, or things like that that you've had in your life that have kind of gotten in the way maybe of writing music, or has there ever been a time where you didn't write maybe for whatever reason, and what did that kind of look like, and then obviously how did you get back out of that? Because sometimes people get into that situation. So I'll just let you kind of. There was like 17 questions in there. So whatever you want to talk.
Okay, so yes. As far as barriers, things that kind of kept me away from it, it's a big part of who I am. And if you listen to any of my music, then you can probably tell I'm a feeler. I feel things really, really deeply, and sometimes the way that I feel gets in the way of life in general. I mean, I've struggled with depression for as long as I can remember. Um, just things that have happened to me in my life just kind of really put me in a dark place sometimes, and sometimes I might not know how to get out of it by myself, and that can keep me away from really wanting to do anything, especially write music or anything like that. I remember one time in particular, it was I had a younger brother that passed away when I was younger, and it was around the time of his birthday, and you get into your feelings, you get into those ways, and I was going through it for a while, and then this was the first year that I got invited to a camp, and I went, and I didn't really know what to expect. I'm just thinking, I'll go have some fun and meet some people, and I get there, and about 2 or 3 days in, I was talking to one of the guys there, and I mean, he said something to me that wasn't even particularly really that deep, but for some reason it hit me so hard, and I just started bawling, and I'm like, well, here's camp for you. But yeah, so just pretty much feelings, just emotional strains that keep me from wanting to do stuff, and uh, most of the time there's people that are in my life that I'm so grateful for that help me get out of it. And sometimes, I mean, even music helps. I might hear a certain song, which is another reason why, like I said, um, even if my music, one song, one line in a song can change the way that somebody thinks or feels about one thing, then it's worth it. Because sometimes that's the way that it is for me. I'm human. I get depressed, and sometimes I might listen to a song and something that they say might hit me a certain way, and sometimes it might shake me up and make me think, what the heck are you doing? And sometimes it might make me cry it out and just go through it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Cool. Yeah. So the neat thing in there, right, is you definitely talked about some like realistic outlets, to help you either get out of that depressive state or whatever it might be. And I think that's a really good thing for all of us to make sure that we have are those outlets, especially because we know ourselves better than anybody else. So we know when we start feeling that way, or we know when we start kind of going down that way, that type of thing. So okay, let's go ahead and take another turn, and let's get out of the feeling zone there for a little bit and all those types of things, and talk about legitimately what does it look like when you sit down to write a song?
um,
Sounds like an easy question, right? Do you get
so
a beat first? Do you get an idea first? Do you, like those types of things? Because different artists write in different ways.
so I write in a lot of different ways. Sometimes I might hear a beat and a flow will pop into my head, and I'll go with the flow, and then put words to the flow, put lyrics to the flow. Sometimes I'll write a song, lyrics will just pop in my head, and I'll write them down, and then have to get a beat made or find a beat to go with it. Sometimes uh, a beat will pop in my head. Sometimes a melody will pop in my head, and then I'll go with that. But majority of the time, it's it's honestly like 1,000% not me. And this is why I say that God gave me a gift, because a lot of the time it's just something that pops into my head. Now I can sit and I can write and just write out a song, but if you know me, then you know that I'm not really I don't like to force it. So to sit and just write out a song, it would seem like forced, almost robotic. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be natural. It wouldn't be real. So the way that I write is I write when I'm inspired to write. When God puts it in me, I write it down. And that's pretty much it.
So and we'll kind of just have maybe a couple other questions here, and kind of then wrap up. But if you could give advice to anybody who's watching, right, that maybe wants to get into writing music, playing an instrument, any of those types of things like that, music kind of scene, what advice would you give them? Where to start, where to go, what to do, that type of thing.
So I would say to be as real as you can be, to be yourself. Don't try to force anything. Surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you and care about you, and try to keep you and make you do it the right way. Um, don't let yourself get caught up in trying to be famous or rich or whatever. You know what I mean? Do it for the right reasons. And if that's what you're after, then I'm not nothing nothing against you. But I mean, if I was giving advice to somebody, then do it for the right reasons. Do it because it's something you love to do. It's a passion. You want to help somebody with it. A vent, an outlet. Um, yeah, and I mean, surround yourself with people that know things about it because that can really help you go a long way if you don't know anything about it. Um, and then just write. If you feel something, write it down. If you hear a good song and you're like, oh man, that's a good song. I want to write a song like that. Write it down. Put it in your playlist or something. Write it down. Maybe look up the instrumental to that song and try to write something to it. And just keep practicing. Just keep writing stuff. And I mean, it is a gift for some people, but for some people, it can be something as simple as just practicing, practice, and at some point, you're gonna start to get better. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if it's something you really want to do, go after it.
Yeah. So I want to do a couple fun questions with you. Before I do that, though, we've got another person watching us online now, Mr. Jeremy Fakes, which is a good friend of ours, another fabulous musician, and someone that hopefully we might be able to get on Just Takes Five. Phenomenal guitarist, and would love for you guys to hear his story of how much work he put into becoming such a good guitarist, and then how it's kind of funny, and I don't want to give anything away with this story, but what you were talking about with kind of how emotions and hitting you in the feels can take you away from that. And I know he won't care that I share this, but how he kind of fell away from playing for a little bit and now has found that passion again, that love again for playing. So, Fakes, man, it's good to see you on. And we're glad that you're watching. I know I keep looking over there. I should probably put my screen like that on or something, right? So we can see it. So okay, so anyway, so I want a couple fun questions. Okay, I think this would be great.
Yeah,
so so the first question is, what is the last song that you listened to? The last song that you listened
the
to.
last song that I listened to was a Kane Brown song that he wrote for his daughter.
Okay.
On the way here.
All right, Kane Brown. All right. So, what is your go-to song when you want to just shout and belt like your shower song, right? That you just singing at the top of your lungs.
Go to.
Like, do you have one that you're like, man, I love this part. I always got it. Or maybe it's not in the shower, but maybe it's like anytime this song is on, you're like, even though you can't hit those notes, you are singing those notes at the top of your lungs.
Man, I don't think I can pick one. It's cliche, but I don't think I can.
Are you sure? It's not like Moana or anything else like that? Because I'm pretty sure I heard you say something.
Well, I mean, we've got some good songs.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, a lot of songs.
Okay.
I listen to anything from country to rock to whatever.
K-pop.
I mean, I'll try it.
I know.
I'm not gonna say I listen to it,
right?
But I've definitely heard
Dabble.
Dude, we were watching something and a French song came on. You remember that?
Oh yes.
And we couldn't understand.
We found it.
Yeah,
we found it and downloaded it,
they were
man.
saying, but it was a good song. So, I mean, yeah. My go-to song, I don't. If I had to pick one, probably My Heart Will Go On by CTV.
Yes. Once more.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out to the Canadians out there. Who's that? That's where she's from. Is it Canada? Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. So a couple more song questions. So, what is your crying song? Every time it comes on, you know you got to turn it, or you're probably gonna shed a tear, like that type of one. Who sings? You don't remember that? How's it go?
It's been a while since I've heard it, but when it comes on, it's I gotta remember the name of it. It's a Lauren Davis song.
Who said or you say?
No, it's an older one. How can it be?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh, that's a good one.
It hits me.
That's a good one.
And I know I'm gonna tear up my hair.
Okay, all right. And the last one on the song things. What about when you just need pumped and motivated Like maybe you're getting ready to do a workout, or you're getting ready to do something like what is like, or like back in the day, like when you were getting ready to go out to a football game or something like that. Like what is like, maybe not one of the songs from back in the day. Like I'm just saying like you might have, but it's like that feeling, right? Like you get motivated and pumped.
Man, I listen to some English boys.
Don't be throwing those spots in there like that. Beatles boys, that gets you a little pumped.
That gets you pumped.
That gets you a little pumped. So, all right, okay. So talk about just to end up here. Tell them what are some things you got coming up that they can look forward to that that you're doing or whatnot.
So we got a song coming out, kind of reshaping it a little bit, doing a little bit more work to it, a little more editing. Called "Don't Cry for Me," and music video to go along with it. So stay tuned.
Oh, music video
coming soon. We got a concert tomorrow at Walnut Grove Church near Kenton, out 68. We got another show next weekend.
Next weekend. Spencer? No,
Delphus. Other than that, man, just stay tuned for more music. We got stuff.
New album coming out.
New album coming out. Yep.
Next couple of months, I would say, probably.
Yeah. Next week, right?
Yeah. And have you been writing any new music?
Yeah, I'm always writing.
That's just how it goes, right?
Always writing. I got songs that I haven't shown anybody.
Any final words you want to give to anybody who's ever gonna see this? Anything else you want to say to them?
Thanks for watching. Love God, love others. Try to live a good life.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, Sabir, I thank you so much, man, for being on here. It's been a pleasure. Again, if you guys got questions or anything, don't forget to check them out at sabirmusic.com or just look Music by Sabir. You can also, from there, you can get to his merch. He's got merch that you can buy, shirts and hats and a whole bunch of different things like that. Music that you can purchase, booking shows, any of those types of things, man. You just want to hang out, you want to whatever. You can follow him on all of the social media. Just look up Sabir Music, Sabir, whatnot. He might not get on. I'm not gonna lie, he's not good at that. He's working on that. He's working on that. So just send him an email. Those types of things. But again, man, I appreciate all that you do. Guys, thanks so much for watching tonight. The second ever Just Takes 5. This is Just Takes 5. I'm Courtney Moore. This is Sabir. We love you guys so much, and peace.